Okay, so here we are in our F-14 again. Going to have a look at some of the radar modes. We're currently at just shy of 19,000 feet, 320 knots, trailing a tanker. Should be somewhere about 50 miles in front of us. So to find all of that out, we're going to jump into the back seat and start using the Rio position. So once we're in, we do our general housekeeping. We're going to put our lights up so we can see that our lights are nicely illuminated, makes life a lot easier, and zoom in to look at what we're going to look at today. So mostly we're going to be looking at the DDD with a little bit of help with the TID. So we're just looking to see what's going on with the spikes, but we'll sort out a few things. We make sure that our main lobe clutter is in auto. We put our aspect onto beam. We can leave that as it is now. We're just looking at the trace line. One was traced there. So as expected, it's on about the same azimuth because I've checked the radar alignment here. So I'm going to bring it down to a 2-bar scan on our nose at 20 degrees. So I was a little bit wrong. He's out at about, well, he is on 20 degrees, look. So we're going to come left 20 to pick that up. So we're going to call a left 30 first, because that's the way you have to do it with Iceman. Turn left 30.
You got it.
Now the first thing to note is we've got a spike, but we've got no radar return actually on the screen. Jester has by default put us into RWS, so let's have a look at other modes. We can look at PD search. There's our scan, still getting the spike. There we go. Just adjusted a little bit on the horizontal elevation there. Still getting the spike, but nothing showing up. Clearly there was nothing showing up in RWS, nothing showing up in TWS, and nothing showing up in TWS Auto, because we have no brick or radar return in the screen. So the chances are that that is because it's on the hidden in the 0 speed filter. So to get rid of that, we're going to go into pulse search, and we're going to check our range to 50. So looking at pulse search, and we pull our pulse video up, look, and we get a better return up here. So we do have the guy, so we can do a quick check on him by going into the DDI radar mode here. Half action, cursor over him, full action, that highlights him, 20,000 feet, 43 miles away, 167 degrees aspect ratio to the left. Slightly off to our right, so we're going to turn right 5. Turn right 5.
You got it.
So it has locked in pulse STT. We could go to track while scan, the plot is there. But the plot will quickly fade because he's still hiding in our 0 speed filter. So big X, and he's out. So we're going to concentrate just on using the pulse facility. So we've got him at 42, 43 miles. We know that he's not, we're going to want to speed up, so we're going to use PD search initially. So we'll put it on PD search, and we're going to speed up, get a bit better closure rate so we can see the return show up on the DDD. Speed up 100.
Roger.
So Iceman pushes forward the lard levers, and we're concentrating on the DDD. In fact, we'll zoom in a little bit onto the DDD, and there it appears. So now we've got enough speed difference, we can actually use track while scan, and we will get a track while scan radar return on here. 20, 40, 50, so we can come down to 50 miles and we'll expect him to just come in at the top. So we'll just lock him, go back into track while scan, should remain locked. Yes, he has. 41 miles. 166 degrees. 164, so he's now in the turn. So we can expect to see this go to the left, but we're going to take it out of track while scan and go into pulse. There he is. Just going to do this by pulse because obviously as he turns it will bring him back into our 0 degree filter, so we're going to slow down a little bit because we don't need to go so fast. So what you can see is that the radar plot has gone off to the left, but it's showing us now 10, 20, 30, 38 miles. So we're going to come left 10. Now the radar return has come down through the centre, so we are on 50 miles range here. So as it comes down to the second marker here, remember from here is 0, as that comes down to the second marker we can bring our range into 20. There's our range into 20 and we see him at the top coming down. Now it's starting to come in quite quickly, so the guess here is that he is turning in to meet us. A quick verification by going into track while scan, and lo and behold we do have him coming in with the rate of closure towards us. Take a quick peek, he's 14.5 miles coming more or less at us. We've got 20 degrees there. We could do a full-blown stern conversion, but we're going to go back into pulse search. It's coming down to 10 miles now. Pop him up at 10 miles, let him come down to the next one, which is 8 miles, so we should be seeing him. Yep, there he is. So I'm going to bring ourselves back onto a westerly heading west.
Copy.
The radar is biased very much over to the left hand side. Coming behind him now, should be on more or less north because, yeah, we are, because Iceman makes very lethargic turns, but that's kept a good visual with him. So we're going to come, once we're parallel to him on a westerly course, we'll come in 45 degrees just to intercept behind him. Turn left 45.
Copy.
Now with a human pilot he'd do a more aggressive turn, which would mean you'd be more easily capable of keeping him in on the on the pulse search. And there's our radar return now coming back to us. So we're at 10 miles there, we can drop the range down to 5. And there we go, so 1, 2, 3.5. Slow down 50. Slow down 50.
Copy.
Turn right 10.
Copy.
So we'll widen our search there. Until we can pick him up. Turn right 10.
I'm on it.
Although he's within 5 miles, I've put the scale up to 10, and I'm just waiting on a return coming back in. Should be getting a return shortly. Now it might be that he's out of our radar cone. Of course this would be true, so we just go up a little bit, and there we go, he comes back into our scan. So that was because the radar elevation wasn't quite where we needed it, so we can bring that back down to 20 degrees, and we've got him there at 1 mile. So that's the pulse search nicely coped with. So now we've got him there, how do we lock him up? Well, we can go into manual rapid lock, MRL. So we select manual rapid lock, we know where he is, we connect, and there he goes. So we have a lock on him now, 2.3 miles. Bearing 13 off of us, so we're going to come right, turn right 10.
You got it.
And we'll fly right behind him. Now as soon as I grabbed him on MRL, it went automatically into Pulse STT, so Pulse Single Target Track. Turn left 5.
I'm on it.
So that's him locked up in that way. Full action, cancels that, and we can go back into pulse mode. And the scan goes back on. Centre up the radar antenna. There he is, 2 miles in front of us. Life is good. Again, if we go into track while scan, PD search, range while scan, or track while scan auto, we'll lose the track. So we lost him there, and I had to increase the radar elevation. Turn left 5.
You got it.
So we know that the radar's pointing in the right direction. He's only 2 miles away, so if we go into track while scan, nothing coming up. Yes, we're getting a nice blip on him. Bearing in mind that we're on 4-bar scan at the moment because we're in 20 degrees of azimuth. So we want to let him accelerate away a little bit. Slow down 50.
You got it.
We'll go back into pulse search. There's our track. Come left 5.
On it.
So by us coming left 5, you can see now that the radar return is drifting because we've introduced drift, and he's moving through our left to our right, and we can see that on the screen. You can also see now that he's starting to come away from us, so he's nearly 2.5 miles away from us. Well, that gives us a chance to play with a couple of the other modes in the front seat, so we'll do that by swapping over to the front. Now Jester is likely to go berserk because that's what he does here, but if we open up the ACM mode, it means we can automatically go into PAL, Pilot Auto Lock.
Target 3 miles.
And
We locked a friendly.
So take it out of that by going into VSL high. So I'm going to come slightly high on him, and then again select PAL mode. It scans left
We
to
locked
right
a friendly.
and up and down the page, and we get a lock on. So again, we'll scan to VSL high, drop it down a little bit, and this is good for up to 15 miles. There's our scan going through, and it locks it.
You spiked a friendly. Target 3 miles.
So that's good. So target's 3 miles. We can go through the other modes. We have PLM. So we're going to go into PLM by breaking that lock. and press PLM. Now it will automatically lock when he comes within a certain parameter. There we go.
That's a friendly.
So we'll break that lock.
That's a buddy.
So what we're looking at is the aircraft datum line, which is the little X highlighted now, and we need to get that within a small circular area. So I'm pressing the PLM now, moving it slightly across, get the aircraft close into that circuit, and there we go.
We locked a buddy.
So that's a small.
That's a friendly. Target 4 miles.
Round about the size demonstrated with the red line. So that's the PLM mode, pilot lock-on mode, as opposed to pilot auto lock. So now we're going to VSL. So we have the visual search line. So that's that one there. Now that's operating from minus 15 degrees down from the nose up to plus 25. It's good for when you're in a turn in this respect. So as we come across the aircraft, 5 degrees either side, it will lock him. There we go.
Watch it. Friendly.
So that's locked him.
Target 4 miles.
Puts it into Pulse STT mode. So we'll break that lock, and now we'll go into VSL high. Now that's from plus 15 degrees up from the nose aircraft datum to plus 55. So what will happen is as we turn into the aircraft now, we're going to turn slightly away. So we will pick him up earlier because it will be looking above our canopy here. So, VSL high, and I didn't press the VSL high, so we'll have to do that again. Or, we've gone outside of 5 miles. So just checking, that's VSL low, into VSL high, there he's turning, so we're going to turn into him. Put him about 55 degrees on our lift vector.
Watch it. Friendly.
And we got a lock on him before he comes into our HUD look.
Target 5 miles.
So he's just on the borderline at 5 miles, so we're going to drive into him. And that's the modes covered. So you've got, just as a recap, you've got the 4 modes that you would use from the pilot side. The pilot lock-on mode, PLM, that's good for 5 miles and is got to be within a circle on the aircraft datum marker. We have pilot auto lock.
Target 5 miles.
Up to a range of 15 miles and is a horizontal scan, plus or minus 15 degrees, I think it is. And then you have the vertical scans, VSL low, which is from minus 15 to plus 25, or VSL high, which is plus 15 to plus 55 degrees. And that's all there really is to it.